Hey, everybody, welcome to View from the Pew. I'm Chris, and love what's happening here in Columbus. Housing is great, and if you're selling a house right now, you're looking really good. I've got Alyssa Widman-Niece from Axios Columbus. They did a piece about the hottest housing markets, and man, Columbus is doing good. They're number 12. Want to have her on to talk about that? How's it going today, Alyssa?
Hey, it's going pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great. No problem at all. Excited to have you on. I saw you guys did a piece recently about Zillow's 2025 hottest markets, and Columbus is 12th, which is pretty good. But actually, it looks like Columbus fell quite a ways from last time. Why did Columbus fall a little bit? But why is Columbus still in the top 12, which is pretty good?
Yeah, I guess it depends on if you're from the perspective of a buyer of a seller,
Yeah.
whether them falling is a good thing. But the ranking has to do with largely with housing inventory.
Mhm.
So the housing markets that are at the top, it's pretty difficult to buy. But as you said, it's looking pretty good if you're a seller. So Columbus was actually number 3 last year, which got a lot of attention. 12 definitely isn't too shabby, but what it indicates is that there's a little more inventory available for buyers, and houses are sitting on the market a little longer. Definitely not shifted completely to a buyer's market at this point, but it means things might be cooling off a little bit.
Okay, so you're saying the ranking mostly ranks if you're a buyer, what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's high, the higher it is, the less easy it is in order to kind of jump in and find something easily.
Okay. Very interesting. And Ohio, Cincinnati ranks 11th. Cleveland ranks 14th too. So hey, if you're trying to buy a house in Ohio, this is a pretty good time.
Yeah, and it's I think all about perspective. If you're in Ohio, you're in one of the major metro areas, you're trying to buy a house right now. I've got several friends in that position. It might feel really tough. I don't know if it makes you feel any better knowing if you compare it to other places in the country, though, it's actually not that bad. Ohio is a little more affordable, and the inventory is there a little more than some other places in the country.
Well, I think the big thing, like you were saying, is the inventory's there. I know in my neighborhood, we had a new neighbor, and he was like, "Wow, it, I can't believe how much I paid for this house." But I guess what I'm saying is, if the inventory's there, you can choose what's the best deal. You don't feel like you have to get a certain deal if you think it's a little higher than it should be, right?
Yeah, it gives you a little more bargaining power. I know that in the peak of the pandemic, people were throwing a ton of money over asking at houses and really making some concessions in order to get what they wanted and just kind of taking what they can get. I think now you have a little bit more wiggle room with us dropping in the rankings to be a little pickier. It's still
Okay.
not as it was maybe a few decades ago. We're still, as you said, catching some eyeballs as number 12, but I think it's a little less scary out there for buyers.
Yeah, a couple of interesting things. I know we're focused more here in Ohio, but I saw Buffalo is number one. I guess right now, if you're buying a house now in Buffalo, it's probably pretty easy. It's
Yeah,
probably not a lot more people. I wonder if the weather had something to do with that.
yeah, I know this time of year is definitely a little slower. During summer, it's certainly going to heat up everywhere, and that's the case here too as well. I know when I was buying my house, we were looking in the spring, summertime, and that was like peak season, right before the beginning of the school year shifts over. A lot of people are looking to make some moves. So if you're looking and you're able to look right now, it's a good time.
Yeah, Indianapolis ranks number two, and Providence, Rhode Island ranks third on the list. So sounds good. It's interesting. I love Axios, love getting my email box every day, but I'm sure some people listening are saying, what the heck is Axios? What's she doing? Tell us a little bit about Axios Columbus and what you guys are doing here in the area.
Sure, yeah. So we've been here a little over 3 years now. We are a weekday email newsletter that comes out around 6:30 a.m. And it's a pretty succinct read. We try and summarize about five-ish news topics in around 900 words. Just a quick read to start your day, get you smarter, faster about all the things going on in Central Ohio. Real estate's definitely a big topic right now. It's a good example of the really hot conversation topics that we try and cover. And the way we do it is very reader friendly, quick scroll lists, charts, things that are really easy to digest. And what I like is it's a really good mix. So you can read something about the housing market, and then you can also read about the Buckeyes or a cool new restaurant in town. So it's a fun read.
Yeah, so if you go to the Axios website, and the great thing about it, if you live in Columbus, obviously, why wouldn't you get the Axios Columbus newsletter? But there's newsletters in other cities around the country. So if you have interest, like obviously, here in Ohio, we have interest in Cincinnati and Cleveland. You can sign up for those too. I'm a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. There's a new Axios Pittsburgh that's out there. I like Indianapolis. There's Axios Indianapolis. So it's not just your home city. You can kind of look at other cities you're interested in or have family or friends living in too. So a lot of good things to check out. And they have a lot of good national coverage. I mean, people are covering the White House, the president. One of my favorite writers of Axios is Sarah Fisher. She does a great job of covering entertainment and some of the pop culture stuff out there too.
Yeah, we're an offshoot of Axios in DC, and we're in over 30 cities now. Columbus was one of the first that launched back in 21. So it's been really fun to see everything grow and kind of grow with the city and continue covering what's going on.
So probably the best place if someone wants to check out for the first time, probably just Axios Columbus, and then they can find what they need there.
Yeah, so it's axios.com/local/Columbus.
Okay, great.
If you go to that page, you'll see a good mix of everything we've got going on. And there's also an option to subscribe or to become a member and pay for what we do, which I definitely wouldn't complain if a few of you decided to do that as well and support us.
Yeah, definitely. Always, as I say, support local journalism. There's a ton of great journalism going on from some of the more traditional outlets like the Dispatch and the TV stations, but other places like Axios. And look, it's a big city. Not one place can cover everything. So everybody has a really neat way of, just getting the information out there about it. So very good. Well, Alyssa, hang on for a second afterwards, but thanks for your time. And everyone, thanks for checking out View from the Pew. Do what Alyssa said, support us. You can subscribe. Hey, send me some money too. I wouldn't say no either. So for Alyssa, this is Chris. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.